Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Hobo Studios, Pullen Vale, episode 3 for Back on the Horse. How are you, boys? You good?
I'm really well, thank you, Brendan.
You've said for
That was very formal.
You haven't called me that in about
also well,
18
Brendan.
years or something. Yes.
That's the first time you've been called Brendan on this podcast.
I think so. Hey, now everyone knows who I am. Oh, shit, we're in trouble
that's
now.
a problem.
Beach.
Weekend, what did you get up to? Jigs?
I had a kid-free night on Saturday night, so that was good. Thanks to Benji for taking one of my kids off my hands.
No wonder you're limping.
Yeah, it was good.
Bounce chicka wow wow.
Yeah, shout out to Tash. Yep, no, but it was good. Did that. What else? Kids sport. It's good. Oh, and I love council collection. I love throwing shit out onto the footpath. It is one of my favourite things in the world.
Do you get all upset when someone takes your stuff, but then do you get equally upset when they drive past and think your stuff's not good enough to take?
I love it when people take my stuff. It just feels good.
Because only Brisbane City Council do that, don't they? Because are you in or Ipswich?
We're Brisbane
Brizzy.
City Council.
Oh, okay.
Calm down. Fuck.
Oh, no. When I was in Moreton, they never
No,
did
do
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah, but it's good.
Scoot, weekend, what'd you get up to?
I don't know. I can't remember. I think I went up the coast. Kids soccer, smashed them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about Friday night? You had your soccer?
Oh, we don't need to talk about.
No. It's important that we get a big picture. How'd you go?
Yeah, really well, thanks. We were down 1-0 at half time. We had a big team talk, the same talk every week. Like, come on, boys. Yeah, we can do this. We're better than them. Or we had that talk, and then we came back and won 3-1.
Really? And you played full game?
I think I played. I think I played like 70 minutes, something like that.
Oh,
There's
nice.
a guy in Scott's soccer team, and every week he keeps telling me about how Scott keeps trying to claim goals. They claim I have scored this goal, but it's actually his. So he'll claim, I brushed my hair on the way past.
That happened twice, yeah.
Because you haven't cut it for
Big
ages.
age.
Look at your hair. It's pretty long.
Yeah, you're putting the hobo back in Hobo Studios.
The hoe back in Hobo.
Yes. I went up to Toowoomba, the old hometown. I went to hockey club.
What did you do up there?
I went up hockey club. There was a Are You OK Day, and it was to raise money. Are you okay? I was going to catch up with some mates who are big fans of the potty. They were really
I've
gave me some good feedback.
I've heard a large percentage of our listenership is in Toowoomba.
If you look at the
Toowoomba's
stats,
favourite
it's
site.
like all zeroed in on the wall.
one guy in Chile.
I left Toowoomba in '99, so anyway.
Yeah, you can take.
Yeah, you can't.
Talk,
take
yeah, all
it,
that
et
thing.
cetera.
Yeah.
That's
We all know what you're going to say.
Yeah, I
And
couldn't.
then that was in the afternoon. Had a big smoker. I think I sent some photos through. They were really cool to meet. Shout out to Kent and the boys.
That
Dan and
meat
the boys.
looked brilliant.
Yeah, it was really cool. It comes on a car trailer. You hire it for $500 for 3 days or something, and you just put the fire in.
Yeah.
Cook. Beautiful.
Nice.
And yeah, so it was Are You OK Day at their hockey club, and then I had my niece's 21st Saturday night, which was good. Catch up with the family, and then back to the coast Sunday, and then played basketball last night and had our first win.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Game winner. You're known for a game winner.
The clutch, I did a clutch 3, but no, we were up by, I don't know,
Up
we
by
won by 3
shitloads.
points anyway. So
Yep.
yeah, so first win.
And your body held up all right.
Sore.
Yep.
Yeah. Then
Can build a retaining wall. Can't get through a game of basketball.
no, I subbed off a lot. Anyway, yeah. Now sports recap. Ashes. Boys,
How about them
game
Ashes?
4. Yeah.
So Ashes 4,
Convincing.
day 4. I mean, game 4.
Convincing result in that game. Never looked like losing it.
Yeah.
I actually think it's better. So, for whenever you're listening to this is the 4th match. We won the first 2, and which was brilliant against England. England won the 3rd. 4th
They
match.
smashed us in the third.
Oh, we'll call that smashing, or
Yeah, I reckon.
yeah, cool. This one was headed towards another smashing by England, but then the rain.
Rain
Like,
come in. Yeah.
that
Now-
just serves them right for living there, I
Well,
reckon.
can we talk about? Can we? Yeah, every second Test match is wrecked by rain in that country. But can we talk about the rain for a minute? Because it does not get dark in that country until damn near 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
In summer.
Well, now,
What is it now?
I've been there a
summer?
few times.
whatever it is
yeah.
now,
Yeah.
should they have just played on? I mean, we're all happy with the result, but
I reckon, well, you can't just make that call on an individual test match,
No.
but it's an interesting comment. Like, should test cricket allow a 6th day?
Yep.
or something like that. Like
Or under lights when needed.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say yes, extend the days where possible. So all that crap about, oh, do you want to take the light? Oh, we're going to get hit in the head, whatever. Let them turn the lights on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And let them lower the threshold of going off, because the team who's under pressure will always take the light. They'll go, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think they should extend the day, because the weather is it's the only sport that I can think of. I don't know, is golf, does it come into golf? But where the weather is a major factor in the strategy of the game.
Because the pitch is so important.
Well, and just all timing, declarations, all
is
that sort of stuff.
It is a major factor in the strategy. It does affect golf. Like the British Open was this week. It was pissing down in the final round, and it's often imbalanced because the morning group might play in the sun, and then in the afternoon group, the groups have to.
But
play
that's
in the
not in the strategy, though, is it?
not in the
It's just the
strategy, no.
conditions you got to play in.
Yeah. I don't like the idea of playing under lights, because I think that creates further imbalance in the game. Like, it's harder to bat under lights in Test cricket.
Yeah.
So if one team has to bat under lights,
Should they
just
be given
because
the
they
option
can-
to, though? Like, if you've got to get another 100 runs and you're the batting team, should the onus
that time out.
be on?
I think you're opening a can of worms.
Yeah, it's a can.
Yeah.
I figured out why they're so fucking entitled and they whinge so much is because they invented the game.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
think, oh, we invented this game, so we can do this, and they have a double standard to go, well, you can't.
I think there's
Yeah.
also a bit of
'Cause we-
bitterness there, because they sent their shit people to our country on boats, and now we're better than
They should
them
have.
at
They should have
everything.
set this up as the country.
Yeah, they sent us here. We had fuck all to do except play sport and get good at it, and we got good weather. So
That's a good point.
So that's why we beat them at damn near everything.
It was Piers Morgan and your favourite person, Stuart Broad, whinging and bitching again.
Oh, yeah.
Because
They'll whinge and bitch.
apparently over here
What's
in
the problem?
2013, 10 years ago, it rained. Piers Morgan tweets, oh,
Yeah.
this is awesome, the rain's, this is great. And Stuart Broad said,
Fucking Piers
this is
Morgan.
great. But in the one that's just rained out, they've said, oh, this shouldn't be like this is crap, this is
So
bullshit.
what's their problem with the rain? Like, it's rained.
They just
Yeah.
think, we could have played into the night, we could have done this. They're just normal bitching.
Like your point last week, to bring up their dirt, everyone's gone back and went,
What we've learned from
Fuck
the
you
internet
idiots.
is, and what I've learned from being on this podcast is, it documents you so that if you act like a wanker, someone will dredge it up. And like you just said, they dredged up Piers Morgan celebrating the rain.
Yeah.
Whatever year it was when they
2013,
took
yeah.
it home from here.
Yeah.
And they just look like dickheads.
yeah.
I don't know. I think the result of this, a draw because of the rain, even though England were on top, I feel like that's better than if we had won it. Just because they got their hopes up
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they just still couldn't win it.
Do you know what else would be funny? and obviously we hope Australia wins the next two tests.
Yeah.
But part of me just hopes it's just a completely drawn series just to shit them off even more. Because they were fucking dominating us.
They took
were
her home and she
smashing
fell
it.
asleep. That's what happened to them. That's what happened to them. The Women's World Cup, soccer.
Yeah.
Australia,
Opening game.
first game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good
Fantastic.
start. I thought that penalty was one of the best taken penalties. We got it here.
She nailed
That's
it.
a really confident penalty to take. Top corner, top left
footer
corner.
too, yeah.
Was that a sellout crowd?
I think it
It was
was
Sydney, wasn't
I
it?
believe it was. Yeah.
How good.
How good.
I love my NRL, right? And Broncos, love them, always love. And I played footy, love it. But I'm so much enjoying women's sport at the moment. Like, it is top notch. It's so good to watch.
I think the soccer is really good. The rugby league, probably the state of origin this year is the first time I'd properly watched the game.
Yeah.
And
I'm struggling a little bit with the women's AFL, and it's because of the score. Like, the score lines are really low, and you can't do it. But if they could shorten the field, the game would
Is
be
that the issue?
phenomenal. It is.
is it the field length?
Yeah, they don't kick it as long, so end-to-end football takes a few extra kicks, so there's less full end-to-end football.
Yeah.
So if there was a way to play it on a shorter field, I think it would be more enjoyable,
or do
because
you
you
think-
want a high-scoring game.
Or do you think it's just development? Like, once more players come through, because AFL's a bit more like the skills are pretty hard to pick up, and if you haven't got enough people playing it, and they're the big teams as well.
Yeah.
If you haven't got enough people playing it, then it just hasn't had time for the skills to develop. Well, you look at the men's game, however many years ago, it was sloppy.
Yeah.
So is it just time,
But even the
generations coming through?
I watched some of the women's Ashes, and we won that as well. So that was some of the cricket was awesome, you know. But their fields are shorter.
Yeah,
In women's cricket, so it's a good point. They should do it in AFL.
I think, like, even in men's AFL, like, real diehard fans like the low-scoring games because they're passionate about the actual game.
Yeah.
But most people like the high-scoring games because there's a lot of goals to celebrate. There's a lot of that. So they've got to find a way to fix that.
Can we... Doesn't have to be this week, but can we talk about the optimal sport in terms of score... Like, scoring...
You really
I'm trying doing this podcast. We see a different side of you and your brain. I don't know whether you're a fucking idiot or a genius.
Well, okay, you got your two ends of the extreme.
I think we all know which one I think it is.
So, for me, basketball. I mean, I haven't analysed all the sports, but basketball is my least favourite in terms of the way the scoring happens. It's two end to end.
Right.
So it's you.
The percentage of times you go to the end and score is too high.
Yeah, like there's not enough turnover. It's like if one team gets the ball, they're probably going to go score.
Should see Leggy's team play. There's a fuckload of turnovers.
The differences in the actual end score is just okay. They got interrupted in their turn with the ball, that sort of stuff. Is each basket? What exactly we call a basket? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, can you edit that out? Where I just so each basket, each basket is not worth celebrating. It's like, oh, cool, you're expected to get that. Whereas soccer's the other end of the extreme, which I'll defend. But there's one rule in soccer that I would change, and that would be the penalty. Like, is that worth a goal? Some stuff that happens, little tiny handball in the box, which wasn't going to affect anything, is that worth a whole goal? No, it's not.
Yeah,
like an accidental
Leggy,
hand,
that's not.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, but I do appreciate that it means a fucking goal gets scored.
Didn't you miss? Didn't you go to the? You went to the bar.
You went to the bar and missed it.
Yeah, I've been to one A-League game, and the final score was 1-0, and I was at the bar when that goal got scored. I've never seen an A-League goal. Can I ask you a question about soccer that I reckon all soccer players get the shits hearing?
Yeah.
Do you think the game would be better if the goals were 2 metres wider?
Like, I guess as goalkeepers get... No, but like if you look at the Premier League, like the scorelines aren't 0 or 1-0. Often it's not that. International soccer, I feel, are more boring games because it's often a team that's come together with however many trainings together,
So
and then they go play a game.
Grease.
Whereas if you watch like club games at a higher level, there's goals scored, there's combinations.
Is that because they're used to playing together, or the opposition's shitter, or?
I don't actually know, but I think a lot of it's used to playing together, and that they're very, very good players.
Control in soccer annoys the shit out of me. I think I sent you a message about that the other day.
What do you mean?
It's just
Chipping around the back line kind of thing?
Just the kick and giggle kind of thing. It's like, and I watched the Matildas play the other night, and their
Do you mean at amateur level?
Awesome, yeah.
Amateur level,
It's just annoying. It's scrappy sometimes, and then it's 0-0 after 90 minutes, and you're like, I've had 18 beers in 90 minutes. It got exciting near the end, but
I've been known to voice my frustration about soccer in the crowds at Scott's games.
Yes, I was there.
I'm quite well.
You're nothing, Maynard.
Yeah, come on, Maynard.
Yeah. What do you think the chances are? Sticking with AFL, there, Collingwood this year.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Ben and I were talking about this earlier in the Port Adelaide Collingwood game the other night. There were about 12 lead changes. And I thought Collingwood were going to lose at one point. And I was thinking, this is not going to be good. We will have lost 3 games this year. And all 3 losses are to the other teams in the top 4. So we're at the top of the table.
Yeah.
The other 3 teams in the top 4 will have beaten us.
Right.
And I was saying...
for your finals chances,
that doesn't fill you with confidence going into the finals. But then they came back and won.
Yeah, right.
So...
Where's Port?
Port a second. It was first, second, and 12 lead changes. We beat them by 2 points. But usually, as a Collingwood supporter, you learn expect to lose a grand final. We've had to cope with a lot of that, or draw one and then finally win one. But I will say this, the new coach, Craig McRae, has built a culture of winning. We've won so many games lately from 20 to 30 points behind and just come back and win. He was
Lions
Brisbane
player?
Lions player.
Yeah.
Is there a culture of winning, or is it just being good?
I think he's built a culture of like never giving up. Like they can be 25, 30 points behind at three-quarter time and still believe.
I remember the
they can win.
Lions, like that early 2000s.
Yeah, I remember that fucking team as well.
What about I'm liking the Broncos at the moment. I think their chances are
They're
pretty
top
good.
of the table too, aren't they?
Yeah, with Penrith. I think Penrith might be just ahead
Yeah,
of
they
them.
were,
or
and
something.
then Penrith pipped them.
Yeah.
TOTT.
So it's been 2006 the last one, so long time waiting. Benji, where are Swans now?
Oh, they're fucked.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Even after that big win.
I think they're 11th on the table now.
So did you say they jumped from 15th to 11th with
Yeah,
that
that was
one
a
win?
couple of games ago.
It's really close.
One win. That's
The
great.
top four in the AFL are pretty separated. 5th through like 13th. Throw a blanket over it.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
It's the
Yeah,
closest
right.
season I've ever seen, and I reckon even now with only a few rounds left, I would probably draw a line underneath the Swans. You'd need a lot to go right, but
yeah.
I think AFL is a really well-structured game. The scoring, it's similar to basketball, like in terms of the score line at the end, but the way it happens is completely different. You could go on a 4, 5, 6 goal unmatched spree. The game is way more interesting.
Yeah.
Like
it's a momentum game too. That's
Yeah.
what I like about it, is that momentum shift.
I do hear what you say about basketball. It just feels like they turn the game on and it runs for X amount of time.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then only little minor interruptions stop the flow of goals.
Yes.
And at the end, it's like, okay, who did get interrupted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they've got to bring more. I know nothing
I reckon
about
2 balls.
basketball. Hey, 2 balls.
Two balls.
You what?
Just chuck an extra ball in there.
balls.
Spice it up.
Multi-ball.
Yeah,
That's
multi-ball.
Great.
Spice it up.
Actually,
Each
That's a
team
great
gets
idea.
to call multi-ball once a game.
I just think they've got to make it more. The team without the ball can tackle properly. Not like rugby league tackle, but just let them get the ball.
All right, we are up. Here's a little quiz for you
Quiz.
guys. Yeah, right. So your name is your buzzer. Give me your name. Buzzer.
Jigs.
Jigs.
Scoots.
So that's going to be your buzzer?
All, every time.
You can't do anything just normally. Can you?
Ben.
Bet. Right.
Well done.
All right. Here we go.
Benjo Patterson.
First question. I'll get a pen here.
You didn't tell me there was going to be a quiz.
Yeah. See, that's a surprise. See?
Yeah.
Righto. First question. Name is buzzer, and then you get a point. Be correct. Which Australian golfer tied for second in the Open
Chris.
over the week?
Jason Day.
Did you say Chris or Jigs?
I said Chris. That's not
Yeah.
my buzzer.
So,
Jason Day.
Jason
Very-
Day.
I'll give that to Jigs. Which fuckwit English cricketer was left on 99 not out in Game 4 of the Ashes?
Scoot. Besto.
Yeah. What years were the Brisbane Lions three-peat?
Jigs.
Scoot.
02, 03, 04.
Bow. 01, 02, 03. They lost to Port in 04.
That's right.
That was the next question.
yeah.
Who did they lose to in 2004 Grand Final?
I've tried to
Oh,
erase that
Scoot.
period from my life.
Scoot with, I know. Which Australian female swimmer broke the 400-metre world record at the current World Aquatic
Jigs.
Champ?
Titmus?
Yes. Very good. Who won last year's Men's Soccer World Cup?
Whoop. Scoot. Scoot. Messi. Or Argentina.
Oh,
Okay. Just,
yes. Who scored the only goal for Australia? in the
Scoot. Is this the... Do I get to hear the rest of the question?
no.
No.
Have you ever watched a game show?
Catley? Katrina Catley?
Whoever we just watched on the screen before.
Capley?
I'll give it to you. Steph Catley.
Steph Catley. I shouldn't have
Yeah,
said the
I'll
first
give
name.
it to you.
Yeah.
Is squirting just urine? Oh, shit. How'd that go?
Jigs, no. God, I hope not.
No, it's
God, I
not.
hope not.
The first time it happened to me, I thought it was.
I think
Jigs, you get that one. Wow.
Is that it?
True or false? Cadel Evans was the first Australian to win the Tour de France.
Jigs, true.
Yes.
Do we lose points for incorrect answers? Because otherwise I would have just gone, Scoot. True.
No. In snooker terms, what does if the red's blocking the pink, shoot for the brown mean?
A jigs. A fucking fun night out.
That's a yes. You got that right. In 10-pin bowling, what is the name given to 3 consecutive strikes?
Jigs. Turkey.
Very
Haven't we
good.
done enough damage to that sport on this
No,
podcast?
there you go. All right, let me tee them up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Should we have
6-4. 6-4 to you. Well done. Winner.
I'd like to
Yes.
thank my mum and
God.
just God and
My agent.
I should have shit before we started recording.
You said you were gonna, then you said no. It'll be
Yeah.
good content.
No, I've got a bit of a poo lemma, which is a dilemma about a poo.
It's a turtle head.
Yeah, I
Again.
really should have shit. While we're on the topic of shit, can I ask?
It always comes back to this.
Does, doesn't it?
There was that time that you shit yourself and you didn't have a shower afterwards.
No, that was contained within the cheeks. Remember, we're getting
Yeah.
that on my tombstone. It was contained
You s-
within the cheeks.
You still have a shower afterwards. But can we just get to the bottom of, like, for listeners who haven't seen what Scott looks like, he is, like, we've referred to him as Gollum or Monty Burns, and we talked about a couple episodes about how he tried to tackle in AFL and got dragged along. Can we get to the bottom of why a 6 foot, 75 kilo person is running 3 or 4 XL underpants?
Because, okay.
Why are they so big?
Why?
Like,
would-
I'm a big
Because
boy.
I'm a genius, okay? I'll tell you why. Okay. So,
Leggy and I have got our own theory, which we can just tag on at the end.
so boxers or briefs or jocks, whatever you want to call them. Boxers or jocks, the age-old discussion. So obviously, boxers are freer, but you've got the twisting problem. There's fabric twisting around.
wearing
It's
that.
all like they're riding up, they're twisting, all that sort of stuff. Jocks, too tight and constrictive. So what you do is you get like 3 or 4 sizes too big, and then at least
He is a
and then
genius.
they're just like the bits that go around your Gucci scrote area. They're not digging in. They're just hanging down a bit. So you got freedom to swing, but it's not. There's no fabric twist.
You are a genius. This,
Yeah.
Because
Because what was our
I
theory?
wear boxers at work because I get bad chafing because I sweat like a bastard, like a whore in church. And beep.
You can't do it yourself.
I tried.
I've got a time
I've been doing
machine.
a lot of things myself lately. So. Yeah, so I wear them at work, but then on the normal stuff I wear jocks. So I wear both.
Yeah, but you could just.
But the annoying thing, boxers work in that, and they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Just get-
I might try it.
Just get massive ones, yeah.
Don't you still got a pair of my jocks, haven't you? That I
Yeah,
left
I
at your
still wear
place
them.
one? Do you?
Yeah, you said you didn't want them back, and I
You haven't worn them.
I wear them all the time.
Leggy's used jocks.
Yeah, he left them at my house when he slept over. We had a sleepover.
Why did you wear
We
them?
had a slumber party.
Why did you wear them?
Well, I said I got your jocks, and he said, "Oh, don't worry about it, mate." So what am I going to do? Chuck them out? No. They're Alpha brand.
Isn't that
Well,
Kmart?
I thought they'd be bonds.
Yeah.
Is that Kmart?
Yeah, but it's one step up from.
You don't have to wear them.
Anko.
Anchor.
I'm not wearing our Anko jocks.
What's
Actually,
that?
I will tell you, like as much as I'm stingy, I do buy bonds. The
Jocks,
the
yeah.
longevity is just there.
Bonds is better, yeah.
I've tried the Kmart ones.
I'm wearing bonds now. I can show you if you like.
Yeah, cool.
So.
Yeah, anyway,
So-
and then you can.
Anyway,
okay,
yeah,
sorry.
it's-
Once, so one more little thing.
Right.
If you wear them long enough, you're going to develop a gooch hole. So that's where.
yeah. Oh, I was going to bring that up. too.
Okay. So do you want to say anything about that or no? Or
No,
you
but-
keep going.
There was a famous pair of underpants you were running for a very, very long time.
Yeah, yeah.
That had a massive hole in the gooch.
Yeah, the
Were they
gooch hole.
mustard coloured too? Was that
They're the mustard coloured Gucci's, yes.
Did
Rest
your
in peace.
wife?
Okay. Just,
Did
I'm
your
doing
wife
the,
end up
what's that
throwing
called?
them out?
Where you cross
Spectacles,
your head
testicles,
and...
wallet watch?
Yeah, anyway, they're resting now. Don't speak ill of the dead. But Erin threw them out,
Yeah.
which we're not going to get
How
into.
dare she?
How was that? marriage
That was a
counselling.
big moment for us. But anyway, the Gooch hole.
You balanced it out nicely by throwing her mum's furniture on the fire when we had a fire.
I thought that'd be funny.
We were having a fire night and Scott chucked her patio furniture
Yeah.
on the fire.
Yeah.
That was gold.
Anyway,
Yeah, marriage
but
even.
no, if you hold on to your underwear long enough, the seam under the Gooch area will split, and then you get that extra airflow as well. That's really good.
All right, I'm glad I brought it up.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Once again.
I've got this sorted.
All I wanted to know was the triple XL thing because Leggy and I just assumed you had a massive cock.
Oh dear.
And I've slept with you like twice in the same bed. Like,
You both tried to clear that up at the same time.
once on the houseboat. You remember that?
The house.
Was that where you woke up stroking his
I
face?
stroked his cheek.
Stroking my
I was
face.
just like, I was sure, I don't know where I thought I was, but I like stroked his cheek and the stubble there, and that was the same trip. I think
The
then
stubble should have been the tip
I
off.
just had
stubble was a
surgery.
tip off.
I'd had surgery, so I somehow got the double bed.
Yeah.
And then it was a houseboat. It was a different one, or same as yours?
As the Bucks party,
It was my Bucks party, I think.
Yeah, back on the horse.
back
That was
on-
like the birthing of the name of this potty.
Yeah, and the second,
Back on the
the first night you slept on the floor or something, didn't you?
Or the first night I started in the top bunk.
Right.
And I ended up in the floor. Because I was in the top bunk, then there was someone below me in the bottom bunk, and then there was a hallway, and Garth, Nova, bless him, was sleeping in the hallway, and I was done.
Yeah.
And there was no railing on the top bunk, which I was concerned about at the start, and I was
Especially
right to
being
be
that
concerned. And I just rolled off as in my drunken sleep, all the way from the top bunk past the bottom bunk onto the hallway where Garth, Nova, bless him, was sleeping. And I thought it was the funniest shit. I don't know, like I was,
Garth didn't think it
I
was
just
the
woke up
funniest shit.
on top of Garth. Garth was in agony.
He was fucking
It was just one of
furious.
those moments where it was uncontrollable laughter for about 2 minutes of giggling. And then I think I slept in your bed the next night, so we didn't have any.
Yeah, there was plenty of room, but stroking my face wasn't cozy. What the fuck stories? You got Jigs? You got one there?
Yeah, mine I was thinking of the other day when Scoot and I were playing golf. Shit at golf, to be clear. Shit at golf. When Scoot counts his golf shots at the end of a hole, he counts them backwards. Like he points at where his ball was. So he'll point 2 foot from the hole, 3 foot from the hole, 4 foot from the hole, because but he counts backwards. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 back through the hole, and he stuffs it nearly every time. But just count your shots forward
are you
from
done?
the tee to the hole. I guess.
Are you done, champion?
I guess.
Okay. So
But before you
Yes.
go, your answer has to include something that doesn't contribute to you stuffing it nearly every hole and me fixing it.
All right, champion. So I know you think you're God at golf, as we've heard.
My handicap's down to single figures. by the
Let's
way.
talk about your
9.
handicap. Single figures.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, well done, mate.
This is the one thing that I've got over you, because I am shit. I'm an expert at being shit at golf. When you have a shitload of shots, which you don't have, I'm the expert on having a shitload of shots. I get to decide
But I get your score right and you get it wrong.
what the best way to count my shots is.
Best way?
I can't remember what happened 7 shots ago,
But I
12 shots ago.
They're not even my shots and I remember your shots.
Oh, why wouldn't they count backwards from what just happened? Because that's the easiest one to
It's
remember.
not
Okay,
just
that
you
part.
either. There's
that
another
part.
guy we play with who does it.
The next part.
And he's out by like 3 shots a hole.
So it's just hard when you're shit.
No, I get it right. I get your score right every time.
What'd you end up hitting?
Me?
Fucking heaps.
Scott.
When-
Yeah.
105?
105.
105, I think. Well, are we going?
I had 73. Just so
Wow.
just so listeners know that bet's still intact.
Yeah,
That's
great.
only. I need to only shave 2 shots per hole off, and that is 10,000 big ones. 2 shots. That's not many. When you got a shitload of shots, that's not many to shave. Percentage-wise, that's not many percent.
Scoot, did you have a what the fuck
I
story?
did, and it was in the same day at the same
day?
course.
Oh, no.
We go golfing with another guy. Do we call him Matt G, maybe? Or no, it's too obvious. Matthew Green. By far.
Skip.
Before we started recording, we had a conversation about that and said, "Do you reckon we've done enough of that?" And Scott went, "I reckon we can get a couple more in."
Okay.
Just haven't done. Yeah.
So it's Matthew G, or let's call him M Green. We go golfing with him, and he's actually less good than I am.
Yep. I think I've described him as the worst golfer I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am lucky to be here today. You guys are lucky
Oh, yeah.
that I'm here today.
Oh, wow. Shame wow.
This is not exaggeration. I was nearly drinking through a straw, like drinking my meal through a straw for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Fuck, really?
Yeah. Yeah. You were going to be wheeling me in here. Like, we would have had to have stuff done to this place for me to get in here to do this thing.
Hobo Studios would have had a ramp.
Yeah.
There'd be
And
no more pulling.
it would have been like... Yeah, I was playing with Matt, and
Did he?
generally the rule in golf is like, okay, you're behind the person who's having their shot. I was like a good 60 to whatever it is, like way to the right, more than 45 degrees to the right. Let's
He
just
was
say
teeing off or just
No, it was
on
a
the
chip.
fairway?
It was a chip.
They were,
That's a chip.
they
Chips
were
are big.
hanging around by the hazard as they usually do.
We're hanging out at the hazard. Great buggy play. Hanging out at the hazard. I was in one section of the hazard. He was in another. And so he was going to chip. It's a pretty safe shot. I was like 60 degrees to the right, maybe 15, 20 metres to the distance. He's about to have his chip up to the green. And I thought, oh, yeah, it'll be fine. I'll just look for my ball or whatever. And I thought, I'll just keep a sneaky eye on what he's doing, just in case. You got to be sensible. And he's had his shot. He swung it like way too hard at this thing. Hit it on the, what do you call the end part of the club? Like the toe, is it?
Toe.
The toe. Hit it at the toe. It's like,
Or he might have hossled it.
I don't know what he's done, but
He got some good purchase on it.
it came flying
Towards your head.
and I just had this moment. You know, do you know in Mario Kart when you get that bullet thing?
Yeah. Yep. Bullet
and
bill.
and it just flies. It just this ball coming straight at my head. And
Really?
it was about 2 meters away when I saw it, and it was like it's just this slow motion thing, like near death thing. I couldn't do it. I couldn't move my head out of the way because it was. I didn't have enough. Like if I was to bend my hips or back or something, I just would not have got it out of the way. So all I could do was just kick my legs out from under me and let gravity drop me to the ground. And it's
And we didn't know what happened. We thought he'd slipped and fallen.
I swear it shaved a hair on my head about the same amount that goal that I took off Jose shaved the hair.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
and I was shaken up for about, me and Matt were both shaken up for the next 20 minutes, like in the car.
Oh, 20 minutes. So what actually happened was the next fucking 3 or 4 holes, he came up to me and Jason in the other buggy. He just kept coming up to us,
Who?
shaking
Me?
his head. Yeah, going, "Oh, boys, I've got a new lease on life. Oh, boys,
Oh, everything's
I nearly
cream
died.
now.
Like everything now is a bonus.
It's ice cream.
Oh, it's just ice cream on top. Hey, but have you seen the movie?
I get to wear
Have you seen that
jocks.
movie Couples Retreat with Vince Vaughn, where Vince Vaughn's in the ocean and there's a shark, and the shark like nicks him, and it's got the smallest cut on him, and for the rest of the movie he's talking about his near-death experience with the shark. That's what this prick was like for the next 3 or 4 holes. He just kept coming. He was trying to hug us, like he's just like, I love you guys.
You're not a hugger. You hate getting
I'll
hugged.
do anything.
Like,
to
all he
avoid it.
wanted to do was talk about the new lease on life he's got. It went on for 3
I'm
or 4
glad you brought that
holes.
up because I forgot that I'd said that, and I forgot that this life right now is special.
What you-
like? This is could
Borrowed time. You're on borrowed
I
time.
can't imagine what you came home and said to Erina. Like,
Yeah.
that poor woman having to put up with him. Like, it was honestly so... By 4 holes deep, me and Jason were like, can you just shut the fuck up about your near-death experience? You're fine.
I've got one similar. It could be my what the fuck if you like, but I was probably 15 or 16. We're out at Westmar pig hunting, and this
you do.
massive pig ran across in front of the car, and what my job was to do was get out and chase the pig.
Don't they usually get a dog to do that?
Budget cuts.
It was gunpowder had gone up that week.
The
or
dog was
something.
one
I don't
level
know. But I'd chased the pig, and then Brownie had let the dogs out, And the
Who
dogs
let
would
the
see
dog-
me
wait,
running.
Who let the dogs out?
Brownie, my
Brownie,
stepfather. Yeah, he's dead now. He's 10 years in August dead. Anyway, he let the dogs out. But he couldn't get the latch open. And so the dogs would normally see me running. And then
I'm picturing you like galloping along like you're Santa's little helper.
I used to tackle some of them and grab them. Anyway, that's another story. But I was running after this pig, and I'm kind of waiting for the dogs to get there. And then I tripped over a contour bank. It was stubble about this high. I tripped over. The spotlight was still on the pig. It was like 2 a.m. It turned around. It was that big. It didn't stop it. It did like a U-turn and was coming straight back for me. And I'm laying on the ground. I just froze.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. And then
How old were you?
I think it was 14, 15, 16 round then. And I just didn't know. All I had on was a stick knife. It would have, and I could see its tusks, and they were like massive. And it's running straight for me, and I just froze. Next thing, Bruno come in, our main dog, and he hit it. And the pig threw him. Fugly, our other dog, come in because he's fucking ugly. And it threw him. It turned around and then run under a thing and was gone. And I was still laying there for like 5 minutes, just stunned.
Yeah.
I couldn't move. It was like,
Yeah.
that it got to me. I was like,
It's all ice cream. This is
fe-
ice cream for all
I
of
got
us.
a feeling. I've just got a feeling Scott's going to talk about how he could win a fight with a pig.
oh, not them. No, it was
I can
big.
take on a dingo.
I'll never forget it because its back was higher than the bonnet of the car.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and it was like,
Would you win against that?
No, of course not. It's a large animal with tusks and such.
here's another thing I've
Why
come
were they
across
sending
lately.
you out first in front of the dogs? Also, my favourite part of your story.
That's how we trained them. Like you get the pig, you let it go, and then you run after it, and then the dogs go, "Oh, it's a bit of fun." It's like, "Oh no, hey, we're
My
working."
favourite
here."
part of your
Yeah.
story was how you got to the pig really quickly and you had to lie down and wait for the dog. like you're just so fast.
This pig was that big and old. It was really slow, but it knew what to do.
Yeah,
It just
you were
knew what to do.
14 and your nickname was Rabbit because you're fast and like to fuck a lot.
14.
He's a shit dad, yeah, he's a fucking all day for his dad. And...
What the fuck?
Shit dads, yeah. Sorry.
Shit dads and dad hacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's a shit dad
Totally.
moment?
So a shit dad moment is, it's one of those moments where you just realise, I really shouldn't be doing this as a dad. Or,
Yeah, I've had a few of them.
I hope this wasn't documented because this won't look good. So that's your
Read
shit
out in
dad
court.
moments. But then you got your dad hacks, and your dad hacks should be celebrated. Like your dad hacks are those moments of brilliance that all you want to do is share it with other dads.
Yeah.
Because you've tricked your kids,
Yep.
but you're winning at life on the back end.
They're slightly unethical, but
Yeah.
very effective.
Okay, I'll start with that because mine's unethical, and I'm very much about honesty with my children. Like, if I got to weigh it up, do I lie to them? Do I tell them the truth? It's usually the truth, even if it's completely inappropriate. Obviously, there's a line, but this one's a little bit dishonest. So when they were younger, and I trained them that the ice cream belt, like the music that the ice cream guy plays, means that they're all out of ice cream.
Am I right in saying that you've taken a lot of your parenting guidance from The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Because that is The Simpsons.
Simpsons and
We're all
Seinfeld.
out of ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll give you a shit dad one. And this is a low moment for me, and also I'm so proud of this. So I leave for work every day at the same time and say goodbye to the kids. And this is going back, I think my daughter was probably 3 or 4. So, 5, 6 years ago. So I go out into the garage, and I didn't realise it, but I must do this a lot, where I go out to the garage and realise I don't have my keys. And I'm usually in a panic and in a rush, so I go out to the garage, realise I don't have my keys, come back into the house. And one day I did it, went out into the garage, came back into the house, closed the internal garage door. My daughter hears it close, and she's standing in the living room, and she looks at me, and she goes, "Where's your fucking keys, Daddy?" And in that moment, I realised I must come back in every day and say, "Where are my fucking keys?" And she goes, "Where's your?" With the most innocent look on her little face. "Where's your fucking keys, Daddy?" And I'm just like, my kids are gonna be taken away from me. Yeah. So shit, Dad.
Awesome. I got a dad hack. Basically, if you want to get some free time on a Sunday or a weekend,
Which I do.
which we all do, you convince your kids to do a little art project. So when mummy and daddy are going to have a little sleep, just to pull up a chair and draw them while they're sleeping. So
Like a still life.
Yeah, do a beautiful picture of us. We're just going to lie down here. We're going to be completely still.
Yeah.
We're going to try not to move.
Yeah.
And you do the best picture you can.
Yeah.
When my kids were
How
3
old are your kids while you're doing this?
Oh, not they wouldn't get done now. But when they were like 5 and 6 or whatever, 3 and 4, yeah.
Yeah.
You wake up like 2 hours later, they're still sitting there, just hacking away. Loving it. That was good.
That is brilliant.
I've got a shit dad. I've got a couple actually. When the girls were younger, I can't remember the age, but if they were mucking around, I'd say, "Come over here and I'll bash her," and I'd wrestle them, lightly, not bad. I'd never bash them. I'd never hit him in my life. But you bash them as in. And I used to say that to them all the time. And we were at Kmart once, and they were in the trolley and they were mucking around, and the lineup was packed. And the eldest, she looked up at me and she said, "Are you going to bash us when we get home, Dad?" And I went, Jesus Christ. And everyone just turned around and glared at me, all these old grannies and that. And another time we're at a different shopping centre, and they were running around, and I was chasing them, and I scooped Indy up in one arm, and then I scooped up Zara in the other, and she wormed out and just fell flat, just splattered, didn't bounce, didn't do anything, didn't make a sound.
You didn't have to run away though.
No, and I was like, oh God, and I put Indy down, I picked her up, and then she looked up at me and she came to, like it knocked her out a little bit.
Oh.
I was like, fucking you idiot. And then she just screamed, got her in the car, she threw up and everything, and I went, oh God, yeah. So it was a brutal drop. Yeah.
I suddenly feel a lot better about my
Oh,
kids.
yeah.
That is definitely the worst when they make no sound.
Yeah.
You know it's gone.
It's
awful.
It was like, just ghastly, and then everyone just turned around and see me pick her up off the floor. And I went, anyway,
Another little lighter shit dad moment.
She's fine. She's very clever.
Did you ever have a moment when your kids were toddlers and they just started to walk and they were a pain in the ass to manage? Like they were real tough at that age just to keep them happy, and you weren't loving life. Like it was tough, like tough work with toddlers. Did you ever accidentally play fetch with your kids?
Okay.
Because I had a couple of moments where people in parks were just looking at me like, "You are playing fetch." Like that is fetch. Yeah. I was throwing it, bringing it back. I'm throwing it, bringing it back. Like that's not a good feeling when you do. And so don't do that.
Yeah, it was. I felt awful for weeks. I still feel awful when I think about it, and I've talked to her about it. She doesn't remember. She was too young.
She doesn't remember
lost
because she hit her head. Oh shit.
All right, Scoot, you've got a conundrum you want to bring up.
Yeah, just a little quick one. Where's the line on when a banana peel is litter and when it's not? Or an apple core or something like that.
I did this the other day. I was driving along with my 12-year-old the other day, and I got him to wind his window down on the passenger side, and I just turfed that shit straight
extra
out
points.
of
You get, if we're going on the point system, so let's just say nature, let's just say you've got to get to 100 points to be able to turf it. So nature is 50 points straight away. A car window, I reckon that's 101 points, no matter where you are.
Do you know what my rule is for the car?
Yeah.
It's only okay if your throw is good enough to get it off the bitumen. If it lands on the bitumen, that's littering. If you get it onto greenery, you're fine. That's my rule.
Yeah. Yeah, I was at their cricket training the other day. It was like a school oval.
You can chuck an apple anywhere.
Just in the middle of a naked oval.
I think it's okay.
On the pitch.
The only thing I'd be worried about in the middle of a cricket game is someone stepping on it and doing an ankle.
Like a cartoon.
Slipping on the banana peel. Yeah.
Don't leave it in the crease.
So so like Kmart is not
think.
acceptable.
So if you were driving, geez, what? If you were driving the other day and a cop saw you throw, what was it? Apple.
It was a banana peel.
Banana peel. Would you still get done for littering even though it's food?
I would argue
well-
to the death with that cop.
Well, I did argue to the death with that cop. Remember
But that was a beer bottle.
yeah.
That's not biodegradable.
No, just to clear this up, I wasn't the one who did the beer bottle. Remember, he pinged us. We all got out of the cab, and our mate Richard, bless him, was drinking
Shout out, Richard.
had an open can. He got out into the Gold Coast, like on the street, just onto the footpath, drinking a beer. So the cops have pinged him, said, no, you can't drink in public, you're done. They took the can off him, and the cop just turfed it into the garden. So then that's when I said, well, hold on, Champ. Are you going to... this is when Champ is sarcastic.
Champ was okay.
Champ's okay.
I said, so if you're booking him, are you going to book yourself for that? Because I'm not standing here letting you book him and not book yourself, unless you go throw that in the bin. And I had a big thing. I'm like, go
that-
throw it.
You
Was that
argued
the
with the
same
cop
trip?
like that. Wow.
Was that the
Yeah.
same trip when we woke up the next morning and that spatula
spatula.
was sitting next to the shitter?
No, it was in this.
No, it was
was
in the shitter.
Yeah, it was.
And we couldn't work out, and everyone was
Everyone
pointing the
denied it.
finger. Everyone,
Everyone denied
I think Spinner was the number one
Suspect.
Yeah.
Spinner,
But
if
there
you're
was a
listening,
spatula in the shitter. Like, what was the spatula doing? What? Like, I reckon someone's like tried to
declog.
unblock it
Yeah.
or something at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Someone
Shout out
backed
to
out.
Spinner. Spinner, send us an email. Was
it
it
you?
you? Own up. He lives overseas now, so you can get away with it.
you've got international waters protecting you.
He backed out the brown Buick and it was clogging up
I
everything.
think in Canada they allow you to use a spatula
Yeah.
at 3 in the morning.
So
to
it's all
unblock
safe.
Shit.
Safe to come forward.
Yep. Can't spin up.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if the littering, if it's food, they'll still probably fine you though, won't they?
It's good for the garden
Yeah, no, it's good compost.
Yeah, when is it compost? When is it litter?
when it gets past the bitumen.
Yes.
You can't
Under
just
the
turf it in the middle of Kmart.
No, we know that. I'm just trying to find where the line is.
Yeah.
Is it just greenery? Like if it hits nature's substances, not man's
The
creation.
botanical gardens, could you? No.
I mean, you don't want to destroy some nice display of marigolds or something.
Somebody think of the marigolds.
Yeah. Won't somebody think of the marigolds?
Wow.
I think we've done this one as far as we can take.
Well, I think that's...
I got a funny word.
Okay, go.
Penal colonies. How funny is that? Penal colony. Josh, I was just lying in bed with Josh, and he was telling me we were learning it. He was learning about penal colonies, and I'm just like, he loved it.
Do you reckon back in 1880 they were giggling at that time? They go, hey boys, guess what we are? Yeah.
Yeah. Another one.
Nice one, chap.
Another
Yes.
one. Perpendicular.
That's not as funny. I love a good laugh. I love when you laugh to the point of crying. It's like that time in Toowoomba when Scott
yes.
got really cranky and said, "Is this the fucking pillow that I've
I just
been
said, I
assigned
can't
to?"
believe this is the pillow I've been assigned to. And for some reason, at that moment, that was the funniest shit ever.
I couldn't
It
stop.
set you off.
I laughed for about 40 minutes.
That was after a gig, wasn't it?
Uncontrollably.
Was that
Yeah.
after the gig where you tried to take your shirt off?
While I was drumming, yeah. Yeah, I did. And then I played that song on guitar, my only guitar song, and I stuffed it. And then I was really worried that I'd upset you because I was too drunk at the gig. I stuffed everything.
You pretended to be on the
I was
keyboard.
pretending to be sober beforehand, and then I wanted to prove to you after the gig that I can play that song on guitar right, and I played it all the way through, and the very last
Last
chord,
chord.
I dropped the pick, and just strings went
Bang.
everywhere.
And then we got back to the room, the hotel room.
Oh, I couldn't stop laughing.
Oh, that
Oh, that's
was
right. I went
funny.
on the little slippery slide on the motel.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
in my gooch hole undies. It was.
They were. That's right.
Yeah,
that's
it was
what
freezing.
Yeah. And you dropped
Just so you know, it was freezing.
Yeah, yeah.
2 belly buttons.
Yeah, you went down from a 4XL to a regular XL.
But Jigs, you dropped Soggy's base in the water.
Yeah,
Was that it?
It was pissing down. Every time I go to Toowoomba to play a gig, it's raining hard. Like I've seen branches fall down and smash your car windshield.
That's right. The
Oh,
bloody
that happened
thing.
there.
Yeah, we got there and it was flooding. And
Flooded it, mate.
Toowoomba, known for flooding.
Yeah.
But I opened the back of Leggy's car, the back of his
Pathfinder.
Was that the old
4B,
Pathfinder?
and,
Yeah.
Soggy's base fell out straight into like a
Should he
foot-
not have a
foot-
case? Should he not have put that thing in a
foot
case?
deep- a foot
Where's
deep
the
in
onus?
water.
Who is the onus on for that incident? Is it the guy who didn't have a case for his base?
I think
Or is it gravity?
So I'm off the hook no matter what. It's either gravity or Soggy.
wasn't
Home
that
free.
that poor people that did that festival. That was a flop. Hey, there was
Yeah,
no one
that's a
there.
problem.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, we went and
Well,
played a
the
festival.
terrain
We had
didn't
to
help.
drive through 3 creeks to get to that
Yeah.
festival, and like deep creeks.
Yeah.
We got
Hence-
there. None of the punters did.
Yeah.
We played to nobody.
That's why I was so drunk, is because we had all that beer to drink.
And I didn't give a shit, and you thought I did. I was like, no.
I was
bloody
just trying to
go
make it
nuts.
interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to post on YouTube. I've got the videos of
some
Scott
footage?
pretend. The way Scott was deciding to pretend to act sober so that Leggy wouldn't get tipped off that he was drunk was he was pretending to type and answer phones, and he was just
Air
miming.
type,
He was just miming, like typing and answering phones and stuff. And Leggy kept walking past, going, "The fuck you doing?" And like he's trying to act natural, but he's
sober.
answering
Yeah, he's
earphones and typing on air keyboards.
He's
And
building a website out of nothing.
yeah,
Yeah.
way to hide it, Scoot.
Yeah. I think anytime there's like a situation like that where people haven't shown up to something and it's awkward, I just try to make it okay by doing something dumb. Like,
Cartwheels.
remember that tutor I had, Kitty, her name was?
No, you were the
Oh, sorry, I was a tutor.
Oh, what a memory.
This is
She
going.
was the student. You were the tutor.
In uni. Yeah, she was.
You're in trouble.
She was being very inappropriate with me, and
In front of Erin, huh?
Yeah, I had my wife to be as my partner at that point, and she was being very inappropriate. But she invited us to this party. It was going to be this massive party or something, and she invited me as her maths tutor to go to it. So me and Erin went, and it was just ended up being like she talked it up, like she knows all these people. It's going to be massive. We got there. There was no one there. There's one other person showed up, so it was me, Erina, Kitty, and this other person.
Really?
And the pizzas show up, like for a crowd, and
You
no
love
one's
that.
there. And so I just started playing the clown. I was just like getting all the jalapenos off the pizza. So how many jalapenos do you reckon I can eat in one go? Like just eating them all. I'm burning up. We're laughing about it. I thought we got away with it, like this party thing. And then she just said something really cutting, like, "Can't believe."
Can't believe my maths
I
tutor's
can't
the
believe
only
the only person
here.
who comes to my party is my maths tutor.
And brings his girlfriend. All right, should we do a couple of fishbowl sessions
fishbowl
to
it.
round off the episode?
FB.
I've got one.
FBS.
Fishy bee.
The fishbowl sessions is it's
Yeah, it's the controversial situation where we've got a fishbowl, but it's a fucking Tupperware container.
this is
And
where
it's
you
not
get to
even
know us a
Tupperware.
bit better. We've got like over 100 subjects or questions in the fishbowl. Pick one out like a lotto, and then we ask and then we chat about it.
Yeah,
So
it's not even Tupperware, it's Aldi.
I can answer this one
Yeah.
straight up. This one's mowing etiquette. So,
This seems biased.
well, I whip a snip, then I blow, then I get
Then you do the leaf
then I
blower.
get
Are you going to read what it is?
yeah, mowing etiquette.
Is that what it says? Mowing etiquette. Okay.
So I whip a snip, then I blow, then I get the air blower out,
What do you blow?
You're hilarious.
Oh, that's a
and then
joke. That's a
and then
joke.
I blow off all the whatever, and then I mow and catch it, and
Catch
then
it
I
all.
blow again. So
Yep.
and
Then you
then
blow
beer.
again. I've been mowing first.
Yeah.
You mow first.
No.
Why not?
If you're
I know
doing
the
if you're
clippings. I
doing-
don't care about the clippings.
If you're doing a neat section, not you're doing your paddock.
I would mow. Like when I was doing a neat section, I would mow, then whippersnip, and then blow, and then leaf blow. So I'd still get the clippings, like the whippersnip stuff, off the path, and I'll just blow it onto the grass and you couldn't see it. Is that fine?
It'll blow back
that's it,
onto
but that's the
path.
thing. Like,
But how do you know how much to whippersnip if you don't know what the mower's going to miss?
you always over whippersnip.
Yeah, so you're double whippersnipping.
But-
So wear and tear on your whippersnipper. There,
Benji,
I rest my case.
I think we're 2-1 here. What have you got?
I don't blow. I flat out don't blow. I just mow and then let nature do its thing.
Ben, one of my favourite things about summer is listening to Ben talk about his fucking hatred of mowing.
Oh, yeah.
And like how angry he is at how quick the lawn grows.
Because I've got a corner block, which I
Yeah.
never go.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
never go out there.
That's a problem.
The only time I've ever been in 8 years is
You've
to mow
got a
it.
lot of lawn.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, like we're in suburbia, me and Ben. You dead set need a ride on. You got a lot of lawn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a big yard.
And the people around me, bless them, they take their lawns very seriously.
yeah,
And I
right.
take it very
To the point where didn't they rope off between you and
Yeah,
their
Yeah,
lawn?
they're different.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
because
I'm
they-
an embarrassment. To
rope off.
Well, yeah.
There was one guy who he got into a bit of a stoush with the postman over it, and he
he-
him roped off his lawn.
Yeah,
to stop him.
the postie couldn't ride across
Yeah.
it. 'cause of-
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But the kids are nearly getting to the age where they could mow, but
Oh, they-
instead of mowing, they're playing Mowing Simulator on the iPad.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mowing Simulator.
that's a good
Really?
game. That's a good game.
I seen one of the best
Yardscapes or whatever it is.
the best videos the other day. There was it was a half screen, and there was like 10, 12 guys watching the screen, and on the other screen was a guy, and he cracked a beer, and as he cracked the beer, his missus was mowing the lawn there, and the 10 or 12 guys just went nuts. They're like, yeah.
Is this going back to our conversation from a couple of episodes ago? What's better than a mowing beer is having a beer while your wife's
mowing the lawn?
Is
You
that-
sent through a top 5,
Yeah,
didn't you?
we were pretty on the money. So number 1 was shower beer. Number 2 was airport beer. I don't think we talked about that.
Oh, airport beer's a good one.
Airport beer's a cracker.
You've got nothing else, nowhere else you need to be.
Yeah.
It's whatever time of day.
yeah.
You've invested so much into that beer, money-wise.
There's knockoff beer, which is good.
yeah.
Finish
Yeah.
a hard day's work.
That's similar to shower. I guess.
Kids finally asleep. Number 4, and then 5 was fresh lawn beer. Now I will say,
about
fresh
golf beer?
lawn beer at number 5 is a G up.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one from the fish bowl, straight out of the fish bowl. Have you guys ever fired a gun? Jiggles.
No, we were going to do it when we went to Vegas.
Vegas.
We had planned we're going to go to because you go to America, like you got to shoot some shit. Like I'd got firing range, schools, whatever is available.
Have you got that beep button handy, Benji? It's your God-given right to fire a gun. God gave you that right to fire that gun in that country at that location that you described, which is probably it's probably beeped out by now.
Nah, stand
Well,
by that.
no, can I just say-
anyway, so we were.
Can I just say?
Yeah, you can.
Depending on if this bit makes the air because of what you said, I think the greater good is saying that and having it out there because it is a joke.
Well,
So,
yeah.
Not obviously the outcome is terrible, but if people don't talk about it like it's an absolute joke that can happen,
Yeah.
school shooting.
It's
Can,
fucking
just so you know,
disgrace.
I'm not the first comedian to say it on a recorded media.
You're not a
You just
comedian.
call yourself a comedian.
Fucking oath. I did. Anyway, moving on.
No, but I think like I'm weighing up. Okay, is that insensitive to make a joke about school
No,
shooting,
I'll fucking
or
do
is
it.
it does it actually draw attention to the fact that it is a joke that
You got to draw attention
Can you
to the
imagine the-
absurdity that they're not
Yeah.
doing anything
Anyway,
about it.
The feeling of going
way
to school.
to shine a really boring
you
light
said
on
it.
it.
I'm just trying to dig you out of the hole by saying it's fine.
I like being in the hole. I dig holes on purpose.
They have metal detectors.
Yeah, like when
Going
that's
into
when that's
school.
the case.
It's dumb.
But can I also say that it's probably not as easy as what Australia did when it buy back the guns, melt
Nah,
them all down or
no,
whatever.
it's different.
In a country where guns are so widespread, how do you like actually implement that gun?
To bring in like a no guns at all.
Yeah, like the people who claim they need the guns to protect themselves against the bad people with guns going to hand their guns in. Then there's just all these bad people
Yeah.
with guns out.
It's a-
like what is the logistics of
Yeah.
actually
A lot of
doing
people
it?
make that argument of John Howard did it. It can be done. Look what Australia did. It's not. It doesn't mean it's going to work there. Like they've got their. I've got my constitutional rights to bear arms. Like it's a different culture. It doesn't mean it's going to work there. And like you said, how do they control it? It's
Yeah.
too widespread. It's too far gone. It's nuts.
I
Like
think
they
if-
would need the whole country to be on board with it. They can't get that.
We're all
in that
fathers,
Well, that's-
right? Could,
that's-
could you imagine dropping
Shit
your kids
dads,
off
apparently,
to,
according to this one.
but dropping your kids off at school
Oh,
in
no.
America,
No.
like that
No.
we just don't have that here.
No, I got friends who
Right.
moved home to get away from that shit before their kids get too old.
Yeah.
But anyway, to answer
Anyway,
your
yeah.
original question,
What was the question?
the question was, have you ever fired a gun? And we were going to go to a gun range when we were in Vegas. We did
yeah.
a boys' trip to Vegas, and we were going to go there. But what we didn't know was you are not allowed to go there unless you are 0.00 blood alcohol level, and we were never that. For
5 days.
For
For
6
6
days,
days.
5 nights, 6 days, there was not one moment that any of us could produce that reading.
I'll never forget that. We all went because you and Scoot and Fub had a room on their own.
Yeah.
Nothing
You-
sus.
We had 2 rooms.
Yeah, and you, me, and
You
Twig
drew
had
the short
the other
straw and
one.
had to sleep on the fold.
I had
out
to
for
see.
5
I drew the
days.
short straw. That's all right.
We were head to toe. General will still line up.
You had your own beds.
Did we?
Yeah.
And then we said because we takes forever to get there.
Yeah. We got pissed on the flight on the way there.
Yeah.
You
know what I
got
mean?
cut off on the plane.
No,
They
they
said,
started
"Bring your cheese and
delivering us.
crackers."
They started delivering us cheese and crackers with every beer.
And water. Yeah.
They've done all they can do.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we laid down. Everyone said, "Oh, let's go and lay down for a sleep." And I
Yeah.
laid down for about 5 minutes and went, "Nah, I can't." I
Yeah,
can't
we
sleep."
we got in at about 12 and we checked into the hotel and we said let's sleep till 5 or 6 and we'll go out. And I lay down and 5 minutes later I saw Leggy get up and go to the bathroom and I was just watching him and I thought, oh, what's this prick doing? And then I watched him come out and I said, Legs, what are you doing? And you went, fuck this, I'm going out. And I went, okay, I'll come. And then so I got up and I started getting ready, and then our mate Twig, who had fallen asleep already, he saw it, like woke up and said, what are you guys doing? We went, we're going out. And he goes, oh, fuck it, I'll come. And we went out and we left Bub and Scoot asleep in the other room.
But the first thing we did was went
to
on
toe.
a roller coaster.
Roller coaster at New York.
Yeah, that was so
that woke
good.
us up.
So much fun. Anyway, Scoot, have you ever shot a gun?
Just an air rifle, which was fun. I actually really want to get an air rifle again.
Out here?
Just shooting cans, like nothing sus. Nothing, because old my mate Garth Nova, bless him, he's still alive and doing well. But he had an air
fuck was
rifle growing up, and so we used to shoot that, just shoot cans. I got shot with it once,
No,
but
yeah.
yeah, I just love to do it. But the laws, bless the laws, they're too
No,
strict.
they're right. Benji, you
Yeah, my first job was shooting a gun. I grew up on a strawberry farm.
The strawberries,
Yeah, just
yeah,
Strawberry
they
farm.
will they will
In my
turn on you.
they
in
get
a
out of
heartbeat.
control. Yeah, those berries. Yeah,
What was your job shooting a
shooting
gun?
birds.
Ah,
Yeah, bird control.
This is the dark
Was
side
it-
of the strawberries. I mean,
Yeah.
Were
Oh
you,
yeah, for every strawberry there's one dead bird. Yeah,
were you paid per bird that you shot or something?
nah, per hour. So I was just a
boring.
kid, which is questionable. But yeah, I
You
used to
sure you
have my-
weren't like on acid and you were just playing duck hunt?
what a
I also
game.
did play duck hunt.
Duck Hunt was good.
I go, okay, off work, yeah, play some duck hunt.
Yeah, that's the closest I've come
Yeah,
to shooting
exactly,
a gun
yeah.
was duck hunt
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the Nintendo.
Yeah, so now it's a bit weird because I own birds now, so it's like a bit. Every time I walk past them, I'm a little bit guilty. I took out all your
I
where would I?
Is that why you've
where
got
would I
birds,
aim on that
maybe? You
one?
feel guilty?
I drove past a dead magpie on the road yesterday, and it was dead right next to where there is a known magpie that swoops. And I said to my 12-year-old, "Fuck, I hope that's that magpie that swoops me. Like, if there's going to be one dead, I just hope it's that one.
Yeah.
That'll be a dream
Had
result."
it coming.
Favorite alcoholic drink? What's your favorite drink?
Staple, so, like obviously I can't answer that. Like we need to have categories. So my favorite staple drink.
Can I just any question like this?
You
Scoot
do-
is
you do-
so painful.
You do JD and Dr Pepper.
So
JD
I forgot about Dr Pepper.
JDDP.
Yeah. So my favorite cherry flavored category would be
fruit related.
Oh God, he's painful.
the
It's
old
like
J-
when he tried to list his favourite 3 Pearl Jam songs and ended up with like a top
I've got
51.
top 50.
I think that's in the
He
fishbowl
couldn't.
section.
He
Top
couldn't
51.
even. He couldn't even get 50. He had
Okay.
to go 51.
All
I
right,
tried to
champ.
get that
All right,
one
champ. You
removed.
like
Oh.
that top 51? That's what got you back into Pearl. Or into
I mean,
Pearl
it's
Jam.
good, but you're just painful.
Yeah. Well, painfully good. Painful, good, painfully good. Could be that both.
Right,
Okay,
go.
so I was going to say Jack Daniels and Coke, but yeah, no, you're right. JDDP, Jack Daniels with Dr. Pepper, fantastic. In holiday mode,
DP.
Ben is like, he's got his eyes closed,
Yeah.
just thinking,
Yeah.
why on
Ben's
earth?
thinking, I've got to edit this shit.
Yeah.
I've got to listen to it again.
I'm making mental notes of the time.
Yeah.
My favourite summer drink in a holiday setting, maybe holiday island setting, is a drink called Wild Dingo at Fraser Island / Kagari. Is it
Kagari.
Kagari or Gari? Just Gari?
Kagara.
I think
it's okay.
I think it's actually, I think the K is silent.
Oh.
Like knife, knife. It's not a knife.
Yeah.
It's
Kind of like the soft J and
Yos.
yogging.
Yogging, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
Yos.
Yeah, Yos and Yogging. Yep.
Yep.
Anyway, Wild Dingo. It's like a pineapple-y Midori. I can admit that it's got Midori in it, and it's got the coconut one, Malibu.
Malibu.
We used to
Yep.
call that dugong juice. Back in the footy days. Yeah, it was dugong
Really?
juice, yeah.
Is that sexual?
Anyway,
that's
anyway, I would highly recommend people check out JDDP, Jack Daniels, Dr. Pepper. If it's before 9 a.m., just switch out that Docky P for a cherry flavored yogurt, just a little shot of Jack Daniels in that. Mix it up. You will not regret it. I'm not even. This isn't just.
Stop.
Oh, I'm just doing stuff to get attention because whatever.
Stop. Yogurt and JD.
Cherry yogurt and JD. It is fantastic. I'll tell you
Wow.
how this was born. How was it born, Scott? Hey, Scott, how was it born? Hey, all right. If you ask, so at work,
How many have you seen?
if any of our clients are listening, switch off now. This was not about. So there's this thing that I have to do sometimes at work, which is explain stuff to clients.
God,
Like-
God forbid.
Like how to.
Now, Scoot, you own the business, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So how to set up their
Partnership.
email on their computer or something like that. And it's just one of those things that I just know, and I know all the steps, and I've got to wait for them to just catch up and all that stuff. So for those
So you
moments,
drink heavily.
no, so to try to mask my frustration in those moments, so I'm not sighing and just going, "Come on,"
Yeah,
stuff like that.
you've been known to not be able
We'll
to
come
hold
back to that
in.
one. We'll come back to that one. So what I do, it's a good strategy. I recommend it to anyone in the call center business. Is I just have a sniff bottle next to the phone at my desk. So it's just an empty bottle of JD. Doesn't cost you a dime. You can get that anywhere. You could have drunk it. You could
Find
have
one in the bin.
found it
the fuck
in
out
the
of town.
trash
The sniff
receptacle.
bottle.
They like to be called these days, Benjamin. Trash receptacle.
Receptacle.
Okay. Yep.
Just hurry up.
So anyway.
Just hurry up.
So as you're talking and as you're going, okay, so go tools, account settings, mail options.
Seriously.
I can just be sniffing that thing and going to another place without them knowing what's going on.
Yeah, so you're not technically drinking.
I'm not drinking. I'm just, I am,
Drinking it in.
well, there's molecules of Jack Daniels going into me, but
Yeah, true.
yeah.
What about the yogurt, though? Cherry yogurt.
Yeah, so one day I had a pre-empty sniff bottle. It's like in training, a sniff bottle in training, which was a full bottle. Just sitting there.
This guy's a
And-
genius.
I
He's a
had the
fucking
yogurt.
genius.
So the yogurt was there, the bottle was there. Poof,
But it was before 9 a.m.
poof. Yeah, I was like, I can't drink in front of staff and clients
yeah.
and things like that.
Fast forward 6 months, and Scoop was trying to get staff on board with this. And there was this one guy in the office, shout out to Nicky G,
Yeah.
who looked at Scoop. I've never seen.
I offered him one.
Yeah, he offered him one, and he
no,
said,
thank you.
Yeah, I think he said, obviously, no, thank you. and I've never seen someone look at another human with such disgust.
It's one he didn't fire him.
Oh, no, shout out to Nicky G. He knows how to react. He knows how to react to things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
Now, are you done now?
What was the question?
Favourite drink.
We've covered summer, island theme, fruit based.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, guys. No, everyone, I'm all ears to your answers.
I'll just go Forex Gold.
yeah, rum and coke.
Rum and
Coke. I'd be, yeah, changes a bit. Scotch and Coke, probably.
Scotch,
I love a gin.
The
Like, I
vanilla.
love,
Gin's good, yeah.
the
gin.
vanilla of brown spirits, Scotch.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Didn't you offend that Scotch guy? What?
The Irish guy.
Irish guy? Yeah. I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, camping.
Yeah.
He's like, the vanilla.
Yeah. Yeah, he brought some amazing scotch from Ireland.
He's like, oh, you guys want some scotch?
Yeah, and you go,
Yeah. I find scotch to be the vanilla of brown spirits. Doesn't have much flavour. Doesn't do it for me. He's like, the vanilla.
he went to his tent like straight away. He was really pissed off.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
He was willing to share.
Yeah, he was trying to share a premium drink
Yeah.
with you.
I was just going to say when we bought all that
The home
beer
brew.
brewing, homebrew stuff
Yeah.
at Chapel
Oh,
Hill, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still got the memoirs that we made. Or I made.
I bumped into the other week. I bumped into Scott's dad, and we got to talking, and it came up about the time when we were like 17, 16 or something, and he caught Scott. Scott had been brewing homebrew
in the
and
cupboard.
hiding it,
Secretly,
and he
yeah.
had secretly hidden it in his wardrobe in a sleeping bag cover. And Scott's dad found it.
That was an operation because I had to find times when my parents were out when I could do the initial mix. And then, like, it's very precise, like 3 days later or whatever it was, or 7 days later, I had to bottle the stuff. So I had to, like, think, okay, what are they going on? This weekend they're doing that. Okay, then they're going to be at work this time, and I've got half an hour from when I get home from school to when they go home from work. That's when we're doing it. Like,
This is probably for Scoot. Have you ever
God.
been? Have you ever
Scoot
been?
show.
Have you ever been arrested?
no, I don't think so.
Why
Why
is
is it
this
for me?
Scoot?
I did get in that argument
That's
with
right.
the cop. No, is the simple answer to that.
You've been in a cop car or
I don't think so.
no?
Why is this for Scoot?
You?
I lost my license. That's the closest I've come. Scoot and I were going to Dreamworld, and and this Nissan ZX or something went flying past us, and Scoot goes, "That was Pat Rafter's girlfriend." And I'm like, okay, and I'm driving down the highway. He's like, quick, chase him. I think that was Pat Rafter's girlfriend. Chase him, chase him, chase
Peer
him.
pressure.
So I put my foot to the floor, and
Is this in your hang on before
it was
you
in
go.
it. Yeah.
You're
Is this in your purple Hyundai?
Pink.
Oh,
Pink
pink.
XL.
No, it was brown.
On the rego it says brown, but it's not.
It was pink.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually owned the domain name pinkxl.com. Right, yeah, gonna have to beep that out again. Here we are again. But anyway, so Scoot says that was Pat Rafter's girlfriend. Chase her, chase her, chase her. So I put my foot to the floor, and I got done doing 138 in a 100 zone.
We tried to explain it. We said, we
Yeah, he pulled me over, and he goes, "Any
there
reason that you're speeding?" I said, "Yeah, we thought we saw Pat Rafter's girlfriend." Wasn't even Pat Rafter; it was his girlfriend. And
And it wasn't.
And anyway, I argued with this cop. I was like, "Can I just ask? There was people going faster than me. Why are you pulling me over?" And I was being a bit of a pain in the ass.
Smarter.
But anyway, fast forward. Like I lost my license, had to go to court and stuff. But like the worst part was the next day I saw Pat Rafter on TV. He was in New Zealand with his girlfriend by his side, and I was even more filthy at Scoot, like going, "Fucking, it wasn't even." So yeah, not arrested, but had to go to court.
Benji, I've never been. I've been in a cop car. I was walking out a pub in Toowoomba back in the day, and some rough places, and there was these guys it was like a hallway, guys lined up either side, and they were just eyeballing each other. Me and a mate walks through, so they chose that time to start the fucking fight. And then somehow I had a shirt underneath another shirt, but it got torn off, and we weren't even in the fight. We were just in this brawl, trying to get out of there. And then
You only
the
went
cops,
there to get directions on how to get away from there.
yeah, we're just trying to drag, crawl out the front, underneath all the crap, and get to the footpath. And the cops grabbed me and my mate, threw us in the back of the car. And then one of them I knew, he goes, "Leggy, what are you doing?" I said, "Mate, we were just walking out. I don't even know him." And he goes, "Where are you going?" I said, "Oh, we're going down to rooms." He said, "Oh, I'll drop you off." So he dropped us off at the nightclub. Yeah, classic.
I'll finish off with a funny story. My old man, Lindsay, shout out to Lindsay, he used to live in Maryborough, and he used to play tennis, but they used to just drink heavily. And one day he drove to tennis, and this is like, we're talking a long time ago. We're talking 40, 50 years ago here.
So it's
In the
fine.
70s
It's
or
all
something.
fine.
So drink driving was not the thing that it is now, right?
Oh, no.
But Big Lindsay used to drive to tennis and back the same way every single week. Like he just knew this route like the back of his hand. But one day he drove to tennis, and then while they were at tennis this day, like on the court for 6 hours or something, just drinking bulk piss all day, they built a roundabout on the route that he knew really well. And on the way home, just pisses apart driving home, he launched the car off this roundabout.
It was an old Cortina or something.
Yeah, and stacked it to the point where
Just poor signage.
where the cops came, and this young constable like took Lindsay down to the station. And so this Maryborough was really small, and Lindsay's sitting in the waiting room at the police station, and the young constable's starting to write him up and all this kind of stuff. And then the police sergeant walks in, and he walks in the front door, and he looks at Lindsay and he goes, "Lindsay, what are you doing here?" And Lindsay goes, the young constable's writing me up for drink driving. And he goes, "Oh, don't be stupid. Drive Lindsay home."
That's awesome. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks,
Good
mate.
stuff. Going to finish on a joke. What's the worst smell in the world? An anchovy's vagina. Thank you very night and good much. We're out of here. Back on the horse. Episode 3.
Fuck.
Done and dusted.
That's what passes as comedy now. Fucking horse.